In signing up for EC&I 834, I was motivated by not having to drive once a week for classes. My drive to the U of R is about 2 hours, house door to classroom door. One way, and not very exciting. Add to that the often unfriendly driving weather of the winter session, I was really excited to take an online course. To get an idea of my drive, my halfway point is the Eiffel Tower. Okay, so maybe it's the Eiffel Tower in Montmartre, but some days that's how far it feels. I was also intrigued by learning how to design and develop effective online learning, as this is something that my rural students are often enrolled in. Little did I know there were many more exciting things in store for me than just online courses. Where I started before class, or why I took EC&I 834. I teach in a rural school, meaning that we're not able to offer all courses, students often take online courses, and students are not always happy with the courses that they take. I'm not a newbie to technology. I've tried using Wikispaces, Weebly, Remind, and Facebook, but none of these really seem to work out how I envision them. My goals for EC&I 834: become a better blogger, learn about various tools for online and blended learning, and most importantly, create a module or course that is appealing to students and that I can build on in the future. I just really wanted to design a course that is engaging and that students want to be a part of. So, how did I do? And what did I learn? Goal 1, blogging. My first post was pretty boring. There were some pictures, but it was mostly type. By my second post, I'd figured out the GIF. And later on, I'd learned how to use a GIF as a hook. By my last post, I had multiple GIFs, I had varying types of type, I had my own pictures that helped create more engagement with my readers. In making my prototype, I used 3 main tools: Canvas as my LMS, Edpuzzle, where I made videos that had activities in them, and Flipgrid for video interaction. But that is not even the tip of the iceberg of the tools that I played with in this course. TouchCast, FreshGrade, Google Classroom, ThingLink, Schoology, Kahoot, Seesaw, Edmodo, Basecamp. This is just a small picture of the things that I played with and that I want to look into more in the future. So, did I learn about new tools? You bet I did. In terms of creating a course or module that was appealing to students, I decided that I was going to focus in on Calculus 30 because I actually had a group of Calculus 30 students that I could ask and get feedback from, along with the feedback that I got from the class. So this is the student view of my module. This is the home page with a how-to video as to how to get started, as well as some links. The module that I had evaluated was Chapter 3. Now, I did have some stuff for Chapter 1 and 2, and that was mostly just me playing before I was ready to say, hey, this is the one that I want to have evaluated. Within that, I have Chapter 3 was what I wanted evaluated, and I have a few different things. I have an activity that we did in class. We have a video that I had the students do through Edpuzzle and answer some questions, as well as we have a Flipgrid, which allows for students to post videos of questions and then post videos of answers in order to help each other out. We also have a discussion forum where students would be able to ask those questions as well, but more in a type format instead of a video format. Overall, I'm really happy with the way that my module turned out. A lot of my feedback was positive, and I know that when talking to my students, they were also very happy with the module and with the access, and I know that they were using the videos a lot to help them review the various concepts that we've talked about in class. I tried to flip classroom. I really enjoyed this process, and my students were super excited to jump on board. Overall, I think I would definitely try this again. I use this in other roles in my division. I'm developing online math courses, and this gave me further insight into the best practices for creating lessons and assignments online for my students. I'm also looking, as career counselor, at ways to standardize the way student portfolios are created for the ministry, and we wanted to look at how to use the tools we have to avoid reinventing the wheel.
Then there's the debate, open versus closed. I really think that there's a lot of factors, like the age of the students, the younger they are versus the older they are, what info is accessible, are their names accessible or just their picture, and the instructor comfort level. Overall, I think this is a personal decision, and both are right. Technology does not equal blended learning. We can't just be taking our paper worksheets and substituting a technology-based one. We need to create new lessons and assessments using the technology. And this doesn't have to be all at once. Choose one or two things at a time to focus on and build. Twitter was one of the things that I used to share resources and links, but I even tried out a Twitter chat, and I really liked it and will keep using it. Shout out to SaskEdChat. I've made great connections in this course with like-minded educators that became a community where I could go to for support and ideas on online learning, and with whom I could share pizza with. My future goals for this course are to teach a whole course from the beginning using blended learning. I want to explore student portfolio tools such as FreshGrade and Seesaw, and I want to encourage others in my building to experiment and try out blended learning. Lastly, I'd like to say thank you to everybody, not just Alec and Katya, but the entire EC&I 834. You've made this a great experience and I've really enjoyed learning with all of you.